Research shows happiness is tied to a longer life. It also sets up your body to achieve your personal goal faster. So we're going to leverage the science and start our days waking up happy. Guess what I'm going to share with you today? The simple, focused action that helps train your amazing body to wake up happy. Because, of course, if I'm sharing with you the research that happy people live longer, it means your amazing body must have the inherent tools needed for you to train it to be happy. Why bother training your body to be happy? More specifically, to wake up happy? Well, because it'll help you achieve your goal. And I mean any goal more efficiently and effectively. Plus, of course, it's simple and takes mere moments. Pretty exciting research that happy people live longer. That's just another motivating fact to help keep you engaged and motivated. Access to the study will be linked below. Let's run through a few items that waking up happy can help. It can set your body up to lose excess body fat more effectively, or help gain weight if that's what's needed. Lower blood pressure, reduce anxiety, optimize your cravings, lift your mood, improve your immune system, sleep, your digestion, recover faster, heal better, and excel as an athlete. Improve fertility, your skin, anything that is on the want-to list that we have been laser focused on these past few weeks. How can it be that waking up happy is tied to all that? It's because happy is tied to hormones. Ready to be floored? It's connected to your stress hormone, cortisol, the very one you are working on already. You are on a roll when it comes to supporting your body's biggest influencer, the 3 organs that are responsible for messaging your body and regulating your stress hormone. The name of that stress hormone is cortisol. When it comes to your stress loop and relaxation loop, you are laser focused on curbing the excess cortisol using the 5 techniques nightly. Now it's time to layer on waking up happy. And in this video, I am sharing what waking up happy looks like, how leveraging the way your body works makes it simple to train your body to wake up happy, and of course I'll show you the inherent tools you have and how to use them, followed by the science we are leveraging to give you the confidence and motivation to take this week's simple, focused action daily. First, kudos to you for coming back. If you're watching this on YouTube channel, give yourself a round of applause in the comment section. I need to get using the comment section, and this week is as good a week as any to try it out, and celebrating you is the best way I can think of using it. So let's see who's gutsy enough to put their first celebratory emojis in the comment section. If you missed last week's video, it is how sound strengthens your relaxation loop. You'll find the link to it in last Sunday's Simplify Self-Care email, as well as in the end screens, playlist, and the description below. If you're totally new here, welcome. Today is a part of a series called 52 Weeks of Self-Care with Mo, where we are layering on astonishingly simple self-care focused actions that add up to big results. After watching this video, It's Your Year for Self-Care is a great place to start, and the easiest access to all the videos in their order is by going to simplifyselfcare.com, subscribe to the Sunday email, where each week you'll receive the videos in their exact order along with tips and tools and transcripts. My hope is you've decided it's your year for self-care, that you'll stick around and subscribe to the channel. Also, please know if you're a practitioner, feel free to share by embedding or providing the video link to your clients or patients that you work with. My hope is together we can bridge how to implement simple self-care gap and help guide every single person efficiently and effectively toward their goal. When you subscribe, click on the little practitioner box, and when they're available, I will send you additional materials. Let's bring the science into what we are going to use today down to the bare minimum. Here's what waking up happy looks like when it comes to your cortisol. What it shows you is how each morning your cortisol slowly raises, then peaks in the first hour after waking. Optimally, it'll gradually taper down during the day, being the lowest at night. You'll have the normal blips that come with meals, snacks, exercise, stressors, but your strong relaxation loop will help counter those blips, and your cortisol in general will hover around the line that has this shape of a slide. We want your cortisol to be naturally low in the evenings, allowing you to wind down and sleep well, and we want it to head back up in the morning to get you up with energy. Here, we are leveraging and layering once again as we do. Your stress hormone, that same exact one that we've focused on these past few weeks, the one that gives you your superpowers to fight, flee, or freeze, it's the same exact hormone that can muck up your inflammatory response when there's too much of it floating around too long. And it's the one you are messaging your body by using your 5 techniques in your focused action each night. You are supporting this cortisol hormone slope already. All too often, unbeknownst to us, we do things that encourage our cortisol to creep out of this range, and when we do them over and over and over, we end up training it into a plethora of other shapes that do not serve our body well. It is one of the factors that can keep us from achieving our goal. Over long periods, habits that can direct cortisol in the opposite way, they result in making more hurdles. Example, anxiety can increase, weight loss or weight gain can be impaired, blood pressure becomes more stubborn, fertility more difficult, mood, focus, everything that inflammation can promote and make worse takes more of a foothold when cortisol is off. With this knowledge, we leverage how our body is set up to work best. We work best when our cortisol increases in the morning with a rapid increase after we wake, then slowly, gradually tapering off and leveling off in the evening for a peaceful, restful sleep. So we are going to focus on the other end of the curve now. We have the inherent tools to support helping us wake up with more cortisol. Sharing with you the inherent tools this time is going to be quick and sound very familiar to you. Can you guess what amazing parts can help set you up to wake up happy and enjoy your life even more? Your tongue and vagus nerve. I wasn't kidding when I mentioned I thought you'd be floored at how much influence the simple, very simple self-care focused actions that I'm sharing with you have. Your body's biggest influencer, your 3 organs of your HPA axis, has its fingers in how you wake up too. All we need to do is stick with the same mechanisms we've been focused on, just tweak them a little and incorporate them into the AM. Amazing how leveraging the way your body works makes it so simple to train your body to wake up happy. We want to continue supporting our evening cortisol level. And we started with them because those are the most stubborn and the ones that we have for probably decades been pushing out of their optimal range. We started counting the 90 days and we need to continue minimally through those 90 days to expect some shifts in our body to happen. But like I said, we're not going to wait around for 90 days. We're going to keep layering on, because by layering on, we're going to exponentially be helping all of your systems. This week, we are going to begin to help nurture your optimal cortisol curve in the AM by waking up using the exact tools, your tongue, breathing, sound, and this time layering on a little tiny bit of movement. The movement has multiple functions, from assisting blood flow in a way that's conducive to supporting your circulatory system, stimulating postural muscles, expanding your body, pumping a bit of lymph, encouraging range of motion, and ending with posturing that signals your brain that it's a good day. The animated routine will be available in its entirety as a separate video that you can access from the end screen on this Sunday's email or through the Simplify Self-Care app. Go to the More YouTube channel to Tongue Techniques HPA Access playlist. You'll find it right there. Right now, I'm going to share the movement portion of the animation to point a few things out. And I want you to know this isn't about following each repetition. It's about following in general the direction of motion that I've mapped out. Once we've gone through the animation, we'll wrap up with the science we're leveraging to provide you with the confidence and motivation that something so ridiculously simple will get you results. We begin lifting the toes as high as we can, warming up the tendons and ligaments in our ankle region, while contracting the muscles that help massage the sides of our veins to begin directing your blood flow upward. Because your veins have valves that only go one way, it's your muscle contractions that your veins count on to help avoid pooling and pressure on your venous walls. Moving next to the heel tap and toe tap, we continue the upward motion of moving our blood flow. And by paying attention that we remain sitting with equal pressure on both sits bones, we encourage the use of our thigh and then abdominal muscles, including your upper limbs. Next, we open up the upper body to help counter the forward and downward positioning we find ourselves in throughout the day. The entire time, our head is tall, as if we're holding an imaginary paper between our head and the ceiling. Raising and using our arms overhead, we are again helping our body expand, open up, landing in a final position that's a power pose, signaling to our brain confidence, satisfaction, and empowerment. The specific movements stimulate your vagus nerve, impact your mood, and much more, including positively impacting your morning cortisol levels. The science we are leveraging to give you the confidence and the motivation to take your simple, focused action daily is as follows. Cortisol has one of the most distinct and interesting circadian rhythms in the body. It is well established and has been analyzed in fine detail, and it's characterized by a constant and reproducible pattern under stable physiological conditions. Individuals who have 20-minute cortisol profiling over 24 hours have been shown that cortisol levels reach lowest levels around midnight. They start to rise around 2 to 3 and reach a peak at around 8:30. Cortisol levels then slowly decrease back to their lowest point. Cortisol is responsible for maintaining the health of and proper communication between every cell in your body. I want to repeat that. Every cell in your body is impacted by the cortisol. Cortisol is highest in the morning to give you energy, to get your day started, keep inflammation low, and immune response is at its peak. It's naturally lowest before bed, allowing you to wind down into a rest and repair phase. When this natural diurnal cycle is disrupted, we can end up with sleep problems, insomnia, waking in the night, waking up tired in the morning, hormonal imbalances, anxiety, depression, blood sugar, metabolic problems, including sugar cravings, metabolic syndrome, PCOS, weight challenges, decreased memory, focus, and willpower, immune system imbalances, leading to more frequent infections, reactivation of old viruses, allergies, inflammation, and even autoimmune disease. In fact, most long-term chronic health problems can be traced to disturbances in the natural cortisol pattern. This is huge. This in itself sums up why I can point to that want to list and say your efforts will absolutely positively impact setting your body up to achieve those. But I just wanted to interject in there the power of what you are doing. Back to the quote. For example, obesity, digestive problems, and diabetes have been linked to disturbances in cortisol rhythm. Resetting your cortisol rhythm is one of the most important steps we can take to feel in balance in our lives now and ensure our health for the long term. Amazing. What strikes me about that piece of research is that it almost seems like a secret. Why are we not taught from a very early age? Why aren't we having conversations that we have a tremendous impact on what we want out of our body, especially for those who are trying to improve a condition? Okay, we'll move on. You already know I get excited like this. Okay, elevated cortisol actually suppresses melatonin, increasing your risk of not only sleep problems, but also inflammatory conditions. Your sugar and carb cravings go up, your energy and focus go down. Chronic inflammation is a huge trigger of cortisol imbalances. See what's going on there? If we end up having the inflammation going on, we're triggering more of a cortisol imbalance. So what we're doing here by starting with the HPA axis is helping to rebalance all that so you have an easier time achieving your goal. I seem to be interrupting the quotes quite a bit this time. All right, in addition to the blood sugar balance, processed foods, poor quality fats, and high sugar diet can cause inflammation that leads to chronically overactivated cortisol production. We'll deal with that when it comes to nutrition. Emotions and thoughts affect our posture and energy levels. Conversely, posture and energy affect our emotions and thoughts. It only takes 2 minutes to change your hormones, meaning you can basically change the chemistry in your brain on the edge of your bed each morning with our new routine. Once again, another tool that's ridiculously simple yet exponentially positively impacts you, your mood, and your entire body. I think the research pretty well supports the reasoning behind training the cortisol like we are. What you have begun to do and what we are continuing to layer on to do is setting you up to achieve your goal and opening up the door for the possibility of a happy, long life. This week's focused action: continue your nightly PM calm, relax and sleep routine. Start each day with the AM wake up, happy routine. Next time, another passive tool. And here's a little teaser. You'll be like, that makes perfect sense.